Hi and welcome. So first of all, thank you so much for your interest. Just some general information right away. I may be using this video for other releases too, because the concept and the system is always the same. So what is going on here? In this example, I'm using my first release, Epic Essentials Volume 1. It's part of my new series, Inspirational Boxes. So what basically the content here is that it is not just single string ostinatos or percussion arrangements. It's full, kind of like full compositions that are 8 bars long. So in this first pack, you get like 12 of these arrangements. And also important to know, this is not just inspirational or motivational content. You can use this stuff, except the audio preview files that are in each of these packs. You can use these in your commercial compositions. If you do video games, licensed music, whatever you're working on, you're free to use them. However, of course, as with every other sample library on this planet or MIDI pack or whatever you buy, make sure to not just put your libraries on it and release these 8-bar loops as they are exposed, because of course this should be obvious that it should lead into some legal trouble sooner or later. So you always want to make sure to add your own flavor, your own spice, your own instruments, your additional melodies. You change the key, you change parts of these compositions. So do feel free to do whatever you want. And now let's listen to how these things sound or can sound. Okay, so as with all these arrangements, with all these 8-bar compositions, they consist of spiccato strings, of trombones, of French horns, and percussions. What I've been using here for the strings is Nucleus, the spiccato patch, the full ensemble patch. Again, you can use whatever library you want, even if you want to split them up into, cello, viola, violins 1 and 2, and of course double basses. You can do that. As for the percussion libraries, the percussion libraries here, it should be pretty obvious what is going on here. I have been using Damage 1, the Armageddon Ensemble. This is probably a sample library that everyone owns, so you get like a good impression straight away. And even if you don't use it, it should be obvious what I did here. It's pretty much sorted out, so you can see that there are sometimes loops that are simply hits. MIDI notes, events that are simply hits. I stacked 3 of these, all of these 3 samples to create these big hits. And also there is some notes sometimes that you can see are just a half step up and down. So this would indicate that I have been using neighbored right and left hand samples. Also the same applies here, and then it sounds like this. So the concept should be pretty much clear, pretty much obvious. If you just use another sample library, you always know how you can distribute these MIDI notes to your sample libraries that you're using. Another very important thing to keep in mind is I've been using Caspian brass, so the trombones and the French horns here. And the beauty of Caspian or any of the performance samples libraries, and of course also trailer brass, that you can play short and long notes together. So, however, if you also, let's listen to this first. I've also drawn modulation, so just in case that there's some dynamics happening. If you're using key switches, of course, you simply apply your key switch of whatever library you're working with. If you don't use key switches, you can easily, in any sampler, in Contact, for example, you can layer sustain and staccato samples and put them on the same MIDI channel, so you get them stacked on top of each other, so you can play these full arrangements here. So let's listen to another one here. Let's listen to the second loop. Okay, so this is another one here, and the system, as I said, is always the same. And let's listen to the fourth one. Okay, so you get an impression of what is going on here. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me and I would love to help you out. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon.